welcome to today's video. So I look a little crazy right now. I have no eyebrows on, I have some mascara, and I have some lipstick on. But we're gonna talk about some makeup mistakes that can age us. So if you are like me, you do your skincare routine in the morning, you apply all your anti-aging serums and moisturizers and SPF. So you take really good care of your skin. You wanna keep it looking as young and healthy as possible for as long as possible. So you don't wanna go in with makeup that day and just kind of do things to make yourself look older. And there were definitely some things that I know I was doing with makeup that were, just making me look a little bit older, where I figured out ways where I can be like, okay, hey, I can do that this way, and I just look a little bit younger and just a little bit more youthful. So I'm gonna share those tips with you guys today. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take one side of my face and I'm gonna do kind of the aging mistakes, and then I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna show you guys how I kind of corrected those mistakes. And again, you by no means have to do exactly what I say. We all have different face shapes and facial features, which all play into makeup as well. So these are things though that I have found that really work for me, just to kind of give me more of that youthful look. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's just get started. All right, so the first tip is foundation. Now I did already apply my foundation. I am using the Jerdis Filmin Biofon foundation. It's a cream foundation. This is seriously the best foundation for everyone, especially if you have more mature skin. It is my favorite foundation ever. Like, I have tried every foundation out there. You guys know that. This is my favorite foundation. So that is what I have on right now. And the thing that I love about this is that it gives you such a natural radiance to your skin. Like, you can see how I have nothing on my skin but this foundation. You can see how it just makes your skin look youthful and glowy. So when it comes to foundation for making us look more youthful, and as we get older, we don't want to go to those more drying matte foundations. We want a foundation that gives our skin like a natural glow, because as we get older, our skin tends to get drier. You kind of lose that glow, you lose that radiance to your skin. You want to make sure you use a foundation to give yourself a little bit of that glow. Matte foundations, as we get older, just don't seem to look as good. And again, another tip with foundation is don't pick out like the heaviest foundation. A more lighter type of foundation, one that will let your skin peek through a little bit, it's going to make you look younger. If you tend to wear more heavier, thicker foundations, most of the time, I'm not saying 100% of the time, but for most people, it will make you look older. More lightweight, more dewy type of foundations, it's gonna go a long way to just making us look a little bit more youthful. All right, we're a little bit closer now, because my next tip is about eyebrows. So when we do our eyebrows, we do not want to over darken our brows. Let me show you. Okay, so you guys see this side? That is my dark eyebrow side. Now this is the darkest eyebrow pencil I have, which is not the darkest, but you will see a difference when I do the other side. I'll show you guys what I do. Then now I'm gonna take that same pencil, because what I do is with a darker pencil, I will draw underneath kind of like the shape, the outline shape of my eyebrow. And then I'll take it over the top, just really, really slight, like really soft, hardly putting any pressure. And then what I do with my brows is I will take a lighter shade, and then I use the majority of the lighter shade to fill in. And I always take the lighter shade and fill into the front of the brows. On this side of my brows, I just went straight in with the dark shade, which is just too harsh right there, in the center of your face. I like to kind of fade it and make it lighter on the inside, and then have your eyebrow kind of darken up towards the end. So I just blend in with most of the light shade. I just kind of go over that dark outline that I took, and then always make sure to brush out the brows, always, because that just makes it look softer and not so harsh. It'll take away any lines. All right, so do you see the difference between the eyebrows? This one's super dark and not really blended in. This one is a little bit lighter, and also I softened it by combing through it, and it just looks way better. Okay, so while we're zoomed in, let's talk about eyeshadows, because there's definitely a way to do your eyeshadow that's gonna keep your eyes looking more young and youthful looking. So I'm gonna start with the wrong side first. All right, so the first thing is taking your eyeshadow and making it come down your eye too far, like making it come down. When you're blending the crease and you're just bringing that eyeshadow down too far, that is pulling the eye down. Now for me personally, I have very almond shaped eyes, so my eyes tend to kind of curve down towards the end anyway, so it's very easy for me to just blend and go down. But that again is going to drag my eye downward. So when I'm doing my eyes, what I like to do is when I'm blending, I take it through the crease and blend it more outward, and I stop and I do not pull it down. I just take it a little bit to the outside, But even though my eyes kind of are that shape and they curve down, I don't follow that curve. I just take it out slightly and keep everything up. And even always when I'm done doing my eyeshadow, I kind of always wipe the edges up. This side, they are just dragged down. It's gonna pull your entire eye look down, which is gonna make your face look saggy. So this way, everything is up, and we like that. We like everything to be lifted and up. Okay, so now it's time to set our face and set our concealer. I already did my concealer for the day. So I'm gonna show you guys what I do and what I have found that looks better as we get older. And it's less powder is better. So what I've been doing and what I have been doing for a while, take any translucent powder. I've been using the La Mer. I find translucent powders are more forgiving to the skin. And all I do is I take it under the eyes to set that concealer, and then I take it down the T-zone. Just the T-zone, like that. I haven't set the rest of my skin at all. What I used to do when I was younger and that I just don't feel looks good anymore is I would take a heavy powder, say like the MAC Studio Fix or any of those typical powders, and what I used to do, and just cannot get away with anymore, I would set the entire face with powder, just cake it on, all over. You want your makeup to be set for the day. You don't want it to move or budge. So you are just locking that foundation in and caking on that powder. And while right now the two sides don't look drastically different, I can tell you guys in like an hour or two, this side is gonna look more clear and fresh and youthful, while this side is gonna look dry and cakey, and it's gonna have like cracks in it. It's gonna make your skin just look not so good. So you can really, I mean, I can even tell a difference right now. I mean, it just looks dry. Your skin will look more dry when you put powder over the entire thing. For me personally, I have combination skin where I just get oily in the T-zone. I find what works best is just to lightly powder with a very nice light translucent powder, just the T-zone, and let the rest of your skin just shine through, have that natural glow. You're not gonna look so dry. Dry skin makes you look older. You wanna keep things more glowy. So I personally I don't powder my whole face at all anymore. I just do a light application of translucent powder down the center and just under the eyes to keep that concealer in place. That is it. That will go a long way with how your makeup wears throughout the day and just not looking so heavy and cakey, which is gonna age you. Okay, let's talk about another makeup trend right now is contouring. Contouring. Do I think contouring is completely necessary on an everyday basis? No, not at all. I could never take the time to contour my nose or contour my face every single day. I think it is kind of out of control, some of these makeup trends that people do every single day. People contour and do all that type of thing for photo shoots, like not an everyday basis. And I find if you're walking around with all these makeup trends, you are gonna look older than you really are. So let's do some contouring. So let's start out by the ear. Let's bring some contour down. Just like so. Now I am exaggerating this to show you guys. You can see when I contour my face, which is what people do, especially as you get older, it brings your face down and you're kind of carving out a hollow in your face, which in turn you actually want your face to look a little bit more plump. Youthful skin is more plump when you look at a child's face. They're not, you know, angled or have sharp angles. They are more round and more plump. It's just more youthful. So one, when you contour right away off the bat, you're making yourself look a little bit older. Two, it's dragging your face down because that angle is coming down. So if I was going to contour, which like I said, I really don't. If I was going to contour, what I would do is I would take it, and I'm like so scared of contouring, I'm not even like picking up any product on my brush. If I would take it just very slightly right on the back of my cheekbone. So I think if you are older, if you are gonna contour, keep it very, very light, just on the very back of your cheekbones like that. I think that is all you need to do. I don't think you need to go down like some of these people do that I watch tutorials. They take it like all the way down. That is just dragging my face. It's dragging my cheeks down, which we want to keep everything lifted and plump looking. So this, not a good look. Okay, so with bronzer, another thing that I've kind of learned along the way, I will take my bronzer, and again, I don't contour. Like this is the part that I never do. I just kind of keep my skin bronzed. But I'll show you guys kind of a trick that I have done that kind of helps like lift the cheeks up. And I've talked about this in a previous video too. When I'm doing my bronzer, I kind of sweep it up on my cheeks. I take it and I sweep it up instead of just sweeping down. Kind of bring it up and around on your cheeks, and that will kind of give you a little bit more of that curved look to your cheeks. It's not gonna be so angular. Again, we don't want angles as we get older. We want to keep things round and plump. We want our cheeks more plump. As we get older, our cheeks do naturally sag, and we wanna keep everything lifted. So I will take my bronzer and kind of give it a upward sweeping motion around the cheeks instead of just down. And again, that will kind of just keep everything lifted. It'll make your cheeks look a little bit more lifted, not so angular, not so drawn down. All right, so let's move on to blush. So darker blushes will tend to make you look a little bit older. So it's not to say you cannot use dark blushes. I use dark blushes, especially like in the fall and winter, but you wanna be very light-handed with a dark blush. If you take a dark blush, and this is MAC's Burnt Pepper, which is one of my favorite darker blushes, if you take a darker blush and you are just loving that color blush and you are just going to town, a darker blush will make you look older. So again, that's not to say don't use dark blushes. I use dark blushes in the winter and the fall, but I do it very light-handed. But on a whole, I do stick to more lighter, brighter colors for my blushes. Blushes, when you're choosing a blush, like brighter pinks and just light tones are going to freshen and liven up your skin. Again, as you get older, your skin naturally will get more dull. You want to brighten everything up. So let's take this pink blush right here. It's MAC's Love Cloud. I love this blush. One of my absolute favorites. Really pretty pink, a little bit of a brightness to it. This is a youthful looking blush. So take a light pink, sweep it on the cheeks. Look at that. So pretty. And again, what I do, and you guys see me do it in every tutorial, I take everything, I blend it together. Again, that takes away any harsh lines. It blends everything together in a seamless way. And it's kind of keeping the color more away from the center of my face. I feel when your face is more bright in the center, it kind of makes you look a little bit younger. Versus when you have more color towards the center of your face, it just is like too darkening to the face, which you want to again brighten and liven up. All right, and the last tip today is about your lips. So when you are choosing a lipstick, now you guys know I love my pinks, I love my nudes, but they are more youthful looking. Darker colors, again, on your lips are more aging. It's just the way it is. So even though you guys always yell at me for wearing my nudes and my pinks, maybe I'm onto something because it is more youthful. This color is like a color that I think is very pretty, very youthful. It is Tom Ford in Flynn. It's one of my all-time favorite colors. Such a pretty neutral light pink, but it's very brightening to the skin, brightening to the face, and it's very youthful. So color of your lips definitely plays a role in what looks a little bit more youthful. As for the formula, so if you are going for a matte looking lip, those tend to be more aging. If you want to go a little bit more youthful on the lip, pick something that's not matte, that's not going to be super drying on your lips, and glosses are like your best friend. So I almost always wear a gloss over a lipstick. This is a very good formula, this Tom Ford one though, so you could totally wear this and not have to wear a gloss. But I'm going to show you guys what a gloss does on top of it as well. Glosses on a whole will give you a plumper looking lip. You won't see those lip lines, and they just make your lips, like I said, just look more juicy and plump and not dry and crepey. They just kind of make your mouth look more youthful. And this gloss is like, oh, this gloss is everything. This is the Tom Ford gloss in Naked. I live for this stuff. I use it over so many lipsticks, but you can see with that gloss, it just makes your lips look plump and more youthful. When you are getting older, try to stay away from those more matte type of formulas. They might be in, they might look great on like a 20-year-old, but as we get older, it doesn't look as good on our lips. We want something hydrating and something more plumping to the lips. You will notice too, if you wear drying and more matte type lipsticks, they tend to make your lips look smaller. When you wear a nice hydrating formula, a nice gloss, your lips will look bigger. All right guys, that is the end of my tips. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, this is a very exaggerated makeup mistake look, but I wanted it to come across on video so you could really see what I was talking about. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are new to my channel, I promise I will look normal in my next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.